Okay, test. Oh, that's good. Alright. That's cool. Alright, now things are gonna be a little different in this cast. What is fuck is Peter talking about? I don't know. Okay, so let me check if this shit's working. Okay, things appear to be working. I don't know if it's going to show up in the whatever. Alright, so we're playing Captain's Mode today. And there's going to be some bans coming out. I don't know what these guys are going to ban at all. So, things are going to be a little different. First off, I'm going to be trying to use my middle mouse button for cameras, since that's apparently what I think professional casters do. So hopefully there'll be a little less going on in the background. People are now more aware that I'm uploading these casts, so I have to increase my degree of professionalness. And last thing is, I have been drinking some alcohol, so this is the slightly intoxicated cast. So we got a Centaur ban. We have We Are Warda versus No Team. Blackness. Okay, I always tend to F up the sound, so let's see. Maybe I turn my master volume down. Let's turn the mic threshold a bit lower. So if I talk a bit quiet and mumble to myself, it'll be... You know what? I think everything's gonna be just fine. So Kunkka gets banned out. I think BROTE has been playing that hero a lot. The Undying is going to get banned out. Very trendy hero right now. Not necessarily unfairly overpicked, I'd say. I think there are definitely some counters to the heroes, just heroes that can like take down that tombstone really fast. But in that early game, the Undying's really strong, so it makes sense to take it out in the first ban phase. And Dire already moved into some of the reserve time, thinking long and hard about the second ban. Radiant are going to have first pick, followed by 2 picks for the Dire. So they're just trying to ban out any of those super OP first pick heroes. So yeah, how's everybody doing? Oh, it's going to be a Slark. They appear to have banned as if I was in the game, when I am in fact not in the game. So I honor those respect bans, but I cannot play those heroes as I am casting. And I don't know any of those guys on the Radiant to be particularly dirty Slark pickers like myself. So I'm at a loss, but we don't play Captain's Mode a lot, so it's definitely going to be a strange 2K to 3K meta forming here. And Tidehunter is going to be the first pick for the Radiant. Definitely not a big surprise here. That hero is disgustingly good at all phases in the game. And who wants to go up against a Tidehunter? Nobody. No one at BKB? Who wants to build that item? Not me. Meanwhile, on the Dire, they're going to first pick the Lion. Again, super popular support right now. Lots of disables. You know, everyone likes a good fingering. Mana drain's okay, I guess. But, you know, disables, doesn't require farm, good in lane. Really not the prettiest dude at the ball, but, you know, he gets the job done. You know, you don't call in a plumber being like, man, I really hope he's just a handsome guy with a nice face. You just, you know, want him to finger your pipe. Bristleback could be the other pick for the Dire here. Also a very solid teamfight hero, good early to mid game. I'm going to say the Dire looking to, you know, gain a good laning stage. Bristleback maybe not the strongest in lane, although I have been seeing quite a bit Bristleback and Wisp combinations, but I don't think we're going to be seeing a Wisp here in this game. It's a very hard hero, very high skill hit. Maybe not necessarily high skill ceiling, but a very high skill floor, just a basis that you need to be able to play that hero well, and definitely don't think we'll be seeing any Wisp play. So, Radiant got themselves another pick here, and they're going to go with the Shadow Demon, which is definitely not a hero I'd expect to see in the first round of picks. One of the, I'd say, most improperly used, largely due to this disruption skill, just kind of taking a hero off. You know, sometimes you disjoint a projectile that, you know, maybe a Tide Hunter Ravage happened and then you disrupt them and then they don't get ravaged or something. Just a very difficult skill to use, and all Soul Catcher also pretty difficult as well. But I think the goal of this pick was actually to get the Aghanim's on the Shadow Demon eventually, which would be able to apply Break to Bristleback, removing his third skill, which is very good. In the meantime, Radiant are going to ban out this Necrophos. Definitely a hero that would sync up well with the Bristleback, just two heroes that like to have really long, drawn-out fights. Dire are going to ban out the Invoker. Again, another hero played by BROTE, I believe. I'm not sure. I don't think any of these other guys are Invoker players. But yeah, solid, seeing as they're both teams still looking for a mid laner. Radiants have the next ban. So, they're going to take out the Sand King, another big team fight hero. Radiant maybe trying to establish themselves as having the better team fight in the early mid game by taking out a lot of, you know, not necessarily Necrophos, but these other three heroes being really good at fighting early. And the Dire are going to take out the Enigma, so interesting picks. A lot of F team fight maybe, except for the good old Tide Hunter. So Dire got the next pick. Going to take a sip of water. I never noticed that Bristleback had that earring. That's kind of neat.
Ancient Apparition.
It's going to be the Ancient Apparition pickup. Ancient Apparition is... interesting pick here. Not sure if they have any sort of plan going out here. I see AA max pretty much any skill, not necessarily Ice Vortex, but sometimes they max Cold Feet and sometimes they max Chilling Touch. But maxing Cold Feet's kind of a bit more risky, I think, just because if they walk out, like the damage, it's okay, but you know, you really are trying to get that stun off, but a lot of the times they'll just be able to walk out, so maybe they'll be looking to pick up two more core heroes, as they've already got their two supports in Lion and AA. Two more heroes with a little bit of lockdown. So in the meantime, Radiant are going to pick up Silencer. Again, trying to establish himself with a really strong team fight. And just having a Silencer really makes it difficult for any lineup to do well in a team fight. Good timing on the Silencer ulti just makes it so, you know, when the other team goes in, it's just very difficult for them to counter-initiate. So if I had to guess, I have no idea whether this Silencer will be a mid or support, and I think it's really good to pick up a hero like this earlier on in the draft, just because even if you don't know, if you don't have a role in mind specifically, you can always adjust your draft later on. So these guys are pretty locked in. They've picked up their two supports already, and it's fine to pick up your two supports early, of course. You know, Lion, very solid all around. Bristleback can't be played in the safe lane, so it's not like their lineup's totally unversatile as well. But definitely, I do like the Silencer pickup. Just leaves them with a lot of mystery as to whether this hero is going to be receiving farm priority or not. And with the Phantom Assassin pickup on the Dire, that's most certainly going to push Bristleback into the off lane. PA will probably be seen in the safe lane, so they'll be looking to pick up a mid hero. And wow, Radiant are going to go with the Spectre pick. Most certainly, well, they could do a dual lane. No, yeah, it's going to be Silencer mid. So Radiant, again, leaving it ambiguous as what role the Silencer is going to play. Spectre definitely going to be the late game presence. And adding to the team fight abilities of the Radiant, you know, Spectre can be farming the map. Tidehunter can come in. So far it looks like Radiant going for more of a team fight build. And with this Phantom Assassin pickup on the Dire, they're going for more single target pickoffs and maybe better early fighting. None of these heroes in the Radiant fight too well early on. So early game going to be really crucial for the Dire, I'd say, with this lineup. So last ban for the Dire, they're going to... Okay, that's a really good ban. I was going to say they need to pick one more, or rather ban one more hero that's going to add to their team fight, and a Zeus is a really solid option. They could have put a support Silencer with a mid Zeus, or the other way around, and that could have been really good. So I think that's a really smart idea. You know, almost a global strat. If you had that one hero, maybe they'll look to pick up Nature's Prophet, but They could definitely pick up Nature's Prophet, hard support Shadow Demon, and a greedy Prophet Jungler. The only problem is I think that might leave their team too vulnerable in the early game to ganks. And the early games are going to be so crucial for the Dire to make sure they get some good picks. Last ban is going to be the Magnus. That's a pretty good ban. Magnus putting the Empower on Phantom Assassin can be really strong. And even Bristleback, he punches pretty hard. So I like that ban. Also, again, limiting the team fight ability of the Dire. Dire got about 30 seconds of reserve time after this 20 second a pick. Definitely looking up to, probably some sort of tempo controlling mid. A hero with some gank potential. Maybe even something like a Templar Assassin. But definitely... it doesn't necessarily have to be a damage hero. I could even see something like Puck coming out, but I'm not sure if there's any Puck players on the lineup. So I'd say something with some sort of mid-game burst that can really go set up some ganks. Potentially something like a Bloodseeker could be devastating here. The only problem with that being... Okay, they're going to go with the Medusa, which would probably put the Phantom Assassin on mid and Medusa in the safe lane. So Dire giving themselves one team fight hero, so they're not totally uncontested, but I'm not really sure this was the right pick. Kind of feels like they should have just gone with their pick-off potential and then be able to push towers off of that. So Warda got plenty of reserve time here. We'll see if they go for... I think the Jungler's Nature's Prophet could definitely be a possibility if they wanted to go a bit greedy. But with the Medusa pick by the Dire, going greedy against the Medusa is really tough. Now, Spectre is pretty good against Medusa. She can get the Diffusal Blade, and then the Haunt's just going to do quite a bit of damage to Medusa. So it does put the Radiant in an interesting position. So we'll see if they're going for more team fight, or if, what role the Silencer is going to play. About a minute and 10 to go. What else could they pick? I'm not able to look at the heroes right now. I think the safest option is actually just to go with another support. Make sure the Spectre has a good time in lane. A Vengeful Spirit's still in the pool, and she's not thought of as a team fight hero, but again, just a solid support all around. Maybe a Rubik. They don't have the greatest of spells to steal. I just think the safest option for Warda is to give themselves another support. Give them some ability to fight in the early game so they don't just get run over. And they're going to go with a Phantom Lancer. I guess that will be a PL mid? Not really sure. That's really interesting, though. Maybe we're going to see some jungling shenanigans. I'm really not sure. Maybe it could even be a support Tidehunter. Well, the mystery of the game it eludes me right now, and we're just going to have to watch and see how it works out. So, here are people picking. So yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a mid Phantom Assassin, which means she's gonna get her crit pretty early, and then if she goes ganking, it's gonna be tough. Like if Phantom Assassin dives someone at a tower, the only thing they can TP in the early game is a Shadow Demon to disrupt. So the lockdown until they get that level 6 on the Tidehunter, not the greatest. With the Lion pickup from the Dire, they're gonna have a lot more control. A lot more slows, and okay, we are in the game. Oh, how is everybody doing tonight? This doesn't really seem right. Well, okay, we're getting lag, and a disconnect gonna come out. Some manners are occurring here, and yeah. Whew. Did I start the recording? Okay, I did start it. I would have felt really silly if I would have been not recording this whole time. So, I'm gonna have a... Wow, that is really weird to get used to. You know what? Alright, we're just gonna do it this game, and if I don't like it, I'm gonna go back to clackiness. But, I'm pretty sure this is something like this. It seems kind of legit. So... my announcer is off, so we don't have to hear that. Oh yeah, that's another thing. No announcer in this game during the draft. Planning ahead. Nice. So yeah, pauses. What do you like to do during pauses? I like to stare out my open window and look at the the stars in the night sky and think about. But it's cloudy tonight. We're gonna go. I keep zooming in and out by accident. I have no idea. All right, I'm just gonna use arrows for now. So, is that how it's supposed to be? I think that's how it's supposed to be. Okay. Well, that's just how it is now. Okay, so on the Radiant squad, we're gonna have Flanny playing the Phantom Lancer, BROTE gonna be playing Shadow Demon, COTE, the brother, going most likely off lane on Tidehunter, Purutweleve playing the Carry Spectre, and Killerkan on the Silencer. Meanwhile, on the Dire, we have Pino or PinoSmash on the Phantom Assassin with a Wraith Band on the Courier by accident. FireHawk going to be playing Medusa. It's going to be Calamode picking up the Ancient Apparition. Mid-Soap on the Lion, and Tiggledis, or T1's, you know, the guy who's really into his own name, going to be going on the off-lane Bristleback. So it looks like we have a lot of the Radiant heroes going up to contest this top rune. Actually, a lot of the Dire heroes, only 2 Radiant heroes. They'll most likely get it. Meanwhile, a lot of Radiant heroes are going to the bottom. So let's see, what's their lane setup going to be? They're probably going to run dual lanes. Tiggledis has to be a bit careful, but if he gets those quill stacks up, it could be really dangerous for Purutweleve. Purutweleve going to secure the rune. Tiggledis going to do quite a bit of damage to Purutweleve. Flanny not going to take too much damage. Tiggledis pops his salve. Purutweleve just eats a tango, so a bit of regen. If he's popping his salve so early, he has to be worried about running out of regen in the later phases. But it's going to be Flanny going mid, having picked up a tango, stout shielding, Quelling Blade, hoping to farm, and Pino mid on the Phantom Assassin. So just quick, go over some item builds. So BROTE did not go with salve. It's probably okay. I don't think it's going to take too much harass from the Bristleback. Anything else? Purutweleve going a circlet earlier and no stout shields. Against the solo Bristle, this is probably okay. Maybe he'll look to get a magic wand early. Meanwhile, it looks like COTE is a bit out. Mana Snake might be enough to finish him off. No, he's at 25 HP, and he's just going to be able to walk out. Living life dangerously. Nothing else too surprising. I think actually those boots first is what's gonna save COTE. So we have a defensive tri-lane coming out from the Dire, up against the dual lane of Silencer and Tidehunter. So mid-soap wrapping around. Killerkan's gonna be wise to the shenanigans and back out. They're gonna trade hits. Earth Spike gonna go on the Killerkan, but no one else is in position. Killerkan's gonna throw the last word on the mid-soap. She should be able to just walk it off. So as far as this, wow, that just feels really loud to me. Production value. Alright, let's go with that for now. This tri-lane doesn't really have a lot of kill potential. The only stun is the Lion, and technically this Cold Feet could be a stun, but they're never going to be able to disable him long enough to get that out. So as far as what you'd want to look in for a tri-lane, it might have been better to send this Phantom Assassin top, because at least she can contribute the slow, and that can possibly lead to a kill with the Cold Feet going off. But at the same time, I can understand wanting to get levels on the Phantom Assassin so she can gank. So 2 minutes in, Flanny's already managed to pick up 11 last hits and is leading the CS board. It looks like Tiggledis has been zoned out of lane, and that's exactly the problem I said would happen earlier. Going to that off lane without enough regen can be really troublesome. Now COTE is also out of regen, but this tri-lane is already taking some harass, and Silencer is definitely one of the better heroes at shutting down a tri-lane, especially one that's already kind of weak to begin with. And again, the problem here being this Chilling Touch from Ancient Apparitions is a really good skill in a tri-lane, but ideally you'd want a hero, instead of Medusa here, you'd want another lockdown spell, so just if they come anywhere close, you can have 3 stuns in a row to just put them out of position. So based on the way the lanes are going, I'd give the advantage to the Radiant right off the bat. So yeah, checking out the bottom lane, they've already managed to harass Tiggledis back to base, so the Spectre is actually higher level than him already, and he's out of regen, so he's managed to make it back here, but it's going to be very difficult for these heroes to get anything done. COTE going to throw out some harass, Tiggledis going to shoot out some spikes right back, but without any points in goo, they don't really have any chance to make anything happen. A lot of stacks building up on Tickle this. It's a little bit dangerous, but I don't think they... wow, 4 stacks. That's going to be a nice hefty burst. 5 stacks, holy crap. So that'll be a good 200 damage. And again, he's going to have to run back. And it's tough when he... this problem would have probably been solved by getting 2 sets of tangos at the start, but you wouldn't really expect a Spectre lane to be able to harass you that much. You know, Spectre and Medusa are pretty similar heroes in that sense. They're not really great in lane to make up for the fact that they're so disgustingly good late game. We already have Mint Soap running back here too. But again, this is just a consequence of these heroes either not really playing their lanes right, or not, you know, having the best lane setup, or not coming with enough regen. So I think the Dire heroes probably need to rotate their supports to mid and try to control Flanny. He's already off to such a really good start, and the Spectre is doing quite well as well. So I would consider maybe leaving this Medusa up alone and sending supports to rotate bottom or middle, because they're really not going to be able to get too much done here. Flanny has got a double damage, and he might be able to get a first blood on FireHawk if they don't see him. He's coming into range. Can he... Oh, he loses sight. He's going to throw the lance on the Calamode. COTE, no gush. Killerkan throwing out the right clicks. Calamode's going to juke to the left. That's pretty much going to secure his death. First blood goes to the Radiant. And Flanny's not done with the double damage. He's going to go back in on Mint Soap, get a double kill. I'm going to throw out some more harass on FireHawk, but it's ultimately not going to result in anything. Did he even... He doesn't even have his boots, so that was just... they didn't have any vision of that area. Or... No, they did. They saw him going... this ward would have definitely spotted them out, so... guess no one was paying attention. The other ward is blocking the pool camp, which is fine, but it's ultimately allowing BROTE to just kind of stand on the side here and throw harass. So basically, if we look at Tickle, this is level... Oh, I missed the kill up top. Wow, they actually managed to kill the Medusa. But again, these this safe lane for the Radiant going exceedingly well, with the Spectre out-leveling the Bristleback. It's going to be really hard for him to get some farm in the later stages. You know, just looking at the last hits here. These heroes in the off lane haven't managed to farm at all, which is the only downside of the Radiant's early stages so far. But again, they have the top 2 farmers on their team, and you know, those are 2 heroes that definitely want to get a farm advantage early on. Medusa has some pretty good, you know, she has farming mechanisms with a split shot, but we'll have to see what kind of item build she goes, and if she goes to Lincoln's, I'm going to be extremely upset. If she goes that as her first item, that is. So yeah, looking at the mid matchup, definitely a lane going the way of Flanny. He's already got his boots picked up. Pino's going to go in, he's going to get some crits. Flanny going to dodge it off, but just end up in the same place. He has to be a bit careful here. No Phantom Strike for the Phantom Assassin. Going to get a crit off the dagger, and it looks like she's going to go for it. She's got her skills up at 2 seconds. Flanny could be dead here. Blink in, strike, 2 hits, and Pino's going to grab the kill. Top lane, looks like they're making it a go on COTE. If they get the cold feet off, they might have a chance of getting this kill, but it only lasts a very short time. And again, just not the best 3 heroes to stick together in a tri-lane. These guys should probably... is a stack? No. These supports from the Dire should mostly be stacking and pulling at this point, because there's really no chance of them getting a kill. Medusa will pick up a single point to split shot, which is good. It's 1-1 for the Lion. You know, I do think there is some legitimacy to maxing the skill, especially when you don't have the lockdown to ensure cold feet's going to trigger. It's pretty good. I like this choice to pick up... he's throwing treads, and he's going to pick up the Rogue first, just to give him a little more base damage and mana to cast his skills off. Yeah, it's okay. COTE going 2 in the Kraken Shell, and I think 2 is definitely fine, and considering the amount of harass he's going to take in this lane. Although he's not alone, so you might want to consider going a bit more aggressive, but there's nothing wrong with this. Pino looks like he's going to prioritizing Blur over the Phantom Strike. He's going to go in on Flanny again. Flanny's going to throw out the slow, going to juke in place, going to try to throw out some harass on the Pino. He's got a nuke in a second, might be able to finish him off. Pino trying to bottle him through it. He's got one more charge. Will it be enough? No. Flanny will be able to get the kill. Diving behind the tower to get the kill. And the rotation from Calamode is just going to come by too late. He's in a bit of a dangerous position, but he'll make it out just fine. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Tickle this managed to pick up some boots. BROTE just continuing to throw out the harass, and maxing out that Shadow Poison, and that's just a really good build for zoning the offlaner. Tickle-This going to TP on the mid to try to save Calamode, but Flanny's going to back out and not go for it. So again, Radiant with 2 heroes over 30 CS at this point, really getting all they want out of the early game. And the Dire are really struggling to get those movements, so I think it's going to just be on the rotations of Pino or whoever decides to rotate. Could even be the Bristleback that's going to decide to rotate, but they're going to need to do something, because I think if they just static farm with the way these are going, and again, Flanny's going to rotate top, probably going to get a kill on Minsoap. Looks like he's going to consider diving on the FireHawk here. He's got no mana. Slow is going to come out from Killerkan in a couple seconds. Flanny going to slow as well. They're chasing him down, and a couple more right clicks will be the end of him. And again, really surprising to see a Phantom Lancer in this aggressive rotating role. Definitely not the hero you think of as a real strong early game fighter, but Spirit Lance is good, and just combined, I mean, I don't think the Titan is doing too much here. Definitely the Curse of the Silent helping from the back, but definitely showing us a very new and interesting way to play this Phantom Lancer. But again, at the cost of leaving Pino to farm. So things aren't all bad for the Dire. Minsoap is going to rotate down to the bottom lane. Looks like Tickle-This going to dive on the Purutweleve. He's got plenty of mana. Purutweleve has to be a bit careful. Minsoap going to wrap around, but she's going to take a lot of hits from the tower. Purutweleve is trapped. He's going to haunt to try to get vision. He's going to put enough damage on a Minsoap to probably put her in the kill range, and this is going to scare Tickle-This off in the process. So I believe he's stuck in the trees, but he got stuck in a way that he survived, so there's nothing wrong with that. I got about 1,600 gold saved up. Probably going to be going for the Radiance build. The more I've been playing Spectre, the less I've liked the Radiance Rush build. I think Radiance is a great item on Spectre, but just rushing it gives you very little kill options, which I say as he's probably about to get a kill on Bristleback. One more. He's got no stick, and he's going to get the kill. So, okay, apparently I'm just a total liar. And again, rotation from Calamode going to come a bit too late. He doesn't quite have the level 6 he needs to really contribute much at all in the lane, and this is going to leave FireHawk alone. Got his Aquila working on treads at the moment. Going a bit too far. COTE with a point in Gush. He has to be very careful. The FireHawk's run out of mana. Just taking a lot of harass in general. So, got 2 supports sitting on the bottom lane. Both of them have to be a bit careful, especially with no boots on the Minsoap. BROTE going to pick up a Soul Ring, and I heard a stun go out. The Purutweleve, they're not going to follow up. I'm assuming he's going to go for the Tranquil Boots, which is a really good combination, as I've, of course, talked about many times before. So now we're seeing some real aggression we put on by the Dire, and I think this is what needed to happen. Meanwhile, it looks like Flanny dove a bit too far and going to get picked off by Pinote. And on the top lane, Silencer is going to kill Medusa. Just going to cause Minsoap to rotate back in. So, I think if there's any hero in this game that the Dire need to put pressure on, it's this Spectre, especially seeing, you know, they should know how well he's been doing in this lane, and the fact that he hasn't bought anything should be a very clear indication that he's going for this Radiance. So, definitely putting pressure on this Spectre should be a much higher priority on the Dire right now, and meanwhile, looks like they're going to dive behind the tower for Lion. So, one of the big problems with AA as a support is just, if the enemy goes offensive on you, there's no real option for you. Like, you can just cold feet and right click, which is where, you know, a hero like Vengeful Spirit could just throw out a stun or something. Even the Lion can throw out the stun, but meanwhile, Bristleback looks like he dove a bit too far. Ice Ball gonna just miss BROTE and not gonna hit Purutweleve either. Coming in a bit too late. Let's check out the items here. Gonna have Arcane Boots being picked up by COTE already. Looks like Killerkan's got treads. He's gonna work his way up to a mech. And no real big items coming out for the Dire except this double Aquila. Should be careful not to do that. Lifesteal going to be coming out for Flanny as well. And if we check this, I'm sure it's, yeah, solid over 5k advantage for the Radiant. So, I was originally saying that the Dire really need to start off this game strong by getting some good picks, but, you know, just by picking the Medusa, that just changed the flavor of the game so much for them. Like, it changed from a game of, okay, we're just going to try to get picks early and gain an early advantage to, okay, we have to hold out for Medusa to farm as well. And, given that they have that pick, that just, well, I don't know. I don't think it was the best choice, but they're not really playing it well either. Obviously, they're 11-2, so the game could be going better for them, but just the rotations of the supports have not been great, and Flanny's rotations for, you know, Earthspike going to be off the mark. I've just been really good at making space and taking some pressure off Purutweleve, although they are leaving him alone right now. PinoSmash going to go in with the dagger. Purutweleve jerking into the trees. He's almost out of dagger. He's going to be able to TP out just barely. So very close kill, but unfortunately they're just not able to get it. As meanwhile, there's 3 heroes on the top lane. Gonna go aggressively. Minso probably gonna die to the Spectre and the Silencer. But again, Calamode just has to turn and run, and FireHawk's too low on mana to do anything either. One more right click from the Killerkan, but he's gonna instead turn his attention to FireHawk and pick him off. PinoSmash, oh my god, he comes in on the Phantom Assassin. Gonna get the slow removed, but the double damage is gonna be more than enough to finish him off. Could be a double kill for Pino if he doesn't die in the process. No, he will die when he tries to cast the spell. The last word gonna tick him out. Lots of gold going the way of the Silencer. So again, the problem here is they picked a very late game carry in this Medusa, but they don't really have a way to defend her. You know, say just not able to do much when they go aggressive, except throw out those nukes, and the Lion ended up getting picked off first there. Looks like Flanny's going to try to go aggressive on to tickle this, but I really don't think it's going to result in a kill. His illusions are not really doing anything any damage, and Bristleback's a bit too tanky at this point. Okay, so what should the Dire need to do? They probably... what do the Dire need to do? They need to find pickoffs and not get picked off in the process. So basically, this Lion needs to hit level 6, and then immediately go look for a kill on Spectre. And then they need to just have the Phantom Assassin leading the charge. Her item progression hasn't been bad. Obviously not as well as the enemies, as the Radiant mid. I'm gonna need water in a sec. But she definitely has enough to kill this Spectre with the help of supports at her back. So I think they just need to kind of leave the Medusa on her own. Maybe she can pick up some lifesteal and go into the jungle, but it's really just not safe for her to be in this lane. These 2 heroes from the Radiant top have just not left the lane, and now they're going to wrap around. This is probably going to result in a kill at least. And if Tide has the Ravage, which I believe he does, he's going to use it here. It's probably going to result. They're going to focus down. So first, right click took out from Killerkan. FireHawk going to turn on the ulti, but they're just going to turn their backs and walk away. And in fact, walk to block off the path, and quite a bit of right click coming out from Killerkan at this point. He's already stolen quite a bit of it, and they're going to get a double kill. So already with the mech picked up, things are looking really hard for the Dire. But again, wow, Flanny going to go really deep for Calamode too. This game's starting to snowball out of control for the Radiant. I'd say Pino is like the main hope for this team right now. Definitely needs to build some early items, maybe a drum, maybe a Sanjin Yasha. If he can secure this double damage rune. Oh, is BROTE gonna have slow reactions? He's gonna have slow reactions. He's gonna disrupt and TP out. Nice play. I think if Pino would have grabbed the double damage rune in time, he might have been able to grab that kill, but as it stands, it's not. Flanny gonna actually try to take Ancients, but not gonna quite be able to. It's gonna be really low. Oh, is Bristleback going to run into him? He's going to throw out the Quills. Silencer going to try to slow him down. He needs one more spray. Tickles is silenced, and then the mech going to come out from Killerkan. Ult coming in from Calamode. Will it hit? Yes, it's going to be able to finish him off. Tickle this will probably pay for his life in the process, but a much needed kill on the Phantom Assassin. Spectre ult going to come out. They're going to find Calamode and Minsoap. Minsoap, I think, no, did not hex. She just killed it. And she does not have boots, so Killerkan might be able to catch up to her. And running out of mana. Looks like she's going to be a bit too slow and go down there. Pino, I'm going to look for some revenge here. A Killerkan with no mana. Doesn't have enough for mech. It's going to be an interesting kill. Going to be really valuable if Pino can get this. Going to bottle between hits. I think he's got this for sure. Once he's on silence, going to throw that dagger. Slow him down, and there's no hope for Killerkan. Rest in peace, Peronis. Nice. Shadow Demon rotation. Going to come a bit too late. He doesn't have the Tranquil Boots. He's going to be able to catch up to her with the ult. Phantom Assassin probably just needs to turn and fight. But with the Flanny coming in, it's going to be really tough. AA Ball coming in. You know, really should try to Phantom fight. No, he's going to drop too fast. AA Ball not going to be able to get any kills. I feel really nasally right now. Okay. Hope you enjoyed the sounds of me gurgling down water. Let's move on to let's talk about items. So after the lifesteal comes out from Flanny, he's going to go right into the Diffusal Blade. Considering the active role he's been playing in this game, that's absolutely the right choice. Meanwhile, Purutweleve, who's been basically left on his own, is going to get probably about a 20-minute radiance. Maybe about 22 minutes. Assuming he doesn't die. They're going to find COTE here. COTE does have his ulti, but Silencer going to drop the ult. That's probably going to dissuade any aggression. Cold Feet will not proc. And... oh, I heard a Hex. Killerkan is hasted. Probably going to get picked up on Minsoap here. Doesn't have any mana. I'm going to try to suck him off, but... that doesn't... oh, COTE's going to reveal the blink there. The hasted Killerkan's probably going to be able to get a second kill. No mana on FireHawk, and looks like he goes down. And meanwhile, tower was destroyed by the Radiant. Not a lot of good news. Pino might be able to get... oh no, it's Flanny down here. I thought they were going to run into Purutweleve, but... Purutweleve actually going to ult back in. Tickle this and Pino. This might be a good... oh no, they're taking quite a bit of damage. Tickle this isn't going to be able to build up the stacks fast enough. A ball's going to be a little off the mark. Gonna hit on BROTE, but he's going to show up just in time to ult Tickle this. Going to make it impossible for him to get away. Minsoap going to try to rotate in, but be a bit late. And still sitting at level 5. I think... oh, that is not what I wanted to show. Definitely needs to just spend some time getting that level 6, because not able to do much in these fights. And again, Calamode either. Not really able to fight early, so... I think it just all goes back to that last pick, Medusa. I think they got a bit scared when they saw the Spectre and the Phantom Lancer. No, they picked the Medusa before the Phantom Lancer, but they said, okay, we have to try to go late. But really, their lineup was so good at single target pickoffs, I don't think it didn't make sense for them to try to go late. And Purutweleve, wow, right at the 20-minute mark to pick up his Radiance. So again, it's making this game insanely difficult for the Dire, but not unwinnable. Minsoap finally going to pick up level 6 here, but with all them... where's Silencer? He's got to have picked up like 20. Wow, he's got 34 in stolen intelligence. And especially against the Medusa, that's just going to make it really hard for her, because with a smaller mana pool, she won't be able to drain mana as quickly. She is going for a drum, which I think is a really good choice here. When you're in a situation like this, when you're behind, a drum's a really good item to just tank you up a little bit, help you out a bit in fights. Tickle this, going to go in on Killerkan, but with Purutweleve nearby, this is a risky maneuver to make. Silencer going to pop the ulti, so Tickle this can't get any stacks off, and Flanny's going to show up as well, finish off Tickle this. They're focusing down PinoSmash next. Minsoap going to be the next casual, most likely. Oh, she's burning up so fast to the Radiance. Flanny is a bit low on mana. He needs the bottle charge here. No, he already has enough for the slow. If he can get a bit closer, he might die for it, but it looks like he's going to back up for now. And they're just going to call a 20-minute GG. About a 15k gold lead, and yeah, just a very snowballed game. So yeah, I really think it just comes down to I'd say like 70% the draft, 30% the execution. Medusa pick definitely did not pay off. They didn't really have any heroes that could do anything to keep the Medusa alive. Silencer got 16 kills. Basically, the top lane was just a complete disaster. The tri-lane heroes just didn't work well together, and they lost to a dual lane. And just really good play. Flanny had some really good rotations. Killerkan did really well against the tri-lane, just draining all their mana, and game worked out well for them. So, GG. No re, I guess. I don't fucking know.